Hey there. I wanted to introduce this new series about the practice of surrender. Now, I first heard about the concept of surrender in spiritual life in this book, The Surrender Experiment, written by Michael Singer. If you haven't read it, I absolutely recommend it. It's an incredibly inspiring, enchanting story of his personal journey into surrendering into life's perfection. And when I read this book, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I don't have to do anything and I can be taken care of by life. And I left all inspired and really excited. And it seemed like all of my problems would be solved just by surrendering. But after a while, as I started to actually practice this spiritual concept and put it into practice in my life, I noticed it was a little hard and it was a little nuanced. And there was so much to this art that was not necessarily explained in the depths that I would have liked it to be explained so that I could actually be better at practicing surrender in my life. Lots of points of confusion and things I wasn't sure about that took me a long time to understand. So that's why I wanted to create this series on the different levels of surrender, common misconceptions, how to think about very basic questions like, can I have goals and also practice surrender at the same time, that I wish I had learned throughout my spiritual journey. And so I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I'd also like to thank all the amazing teachers who helped me learn these things throughout the journey. I already mentioned Michael Singer. He actually has another book called Living from a Place of Surrender that I highly recommend. David Hawkins, the author of Letting Go and other books, is also amazing. At one point, I realized that all of these authors, all of these different teachings, they in some shape or form talk about this concept of surrender, which to me is indicative of a universal point in one's own spiritual journey. And so in the next video, I want to talk about more broadly the context of human evolution, which part of that context and part of the growth trajectory requires one to surrender. And so we're going to cover the big picture before we zoom in on this specific stage of evolution and point out some things that you might find helpful in your journey. So tune into the next video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to keep getting these. As I get questions about this topic, which I'm increasingly getting more of now that I'm producing content on it, I want to be there to make new videos about it. So if you want to stay on top of those, definitely subscribe and we'll see you in the next video.